Hi, my name is Mandy Eubanks, and I'm a certified yoga therapist and trauma-informed yoga teacher. And I'm so happy and honored to be sharing yoga with you all tonight on this live stream with Parkside Psychiatric. And our theme for this month, it's November, our theme for this month is gratitude. It's one of my favorite themes to share on. And I'm so honored and happy that Parkside has invited me back to share a yoga class with you all. So, trauma-informed yoga, first and foremost, we want you to know that this is your practice and you have complete choice and autonomy over your body. So at any point, if anything doesn't feel right, you can take a break or adjust and just do whatever works best for you. If you're in the privacy of your own home, it's really great to do yoga, especially on an online format like this, because you're just with yourself and you don't have to worry about anybody else except for you. So this month's theme is gratitude in the month of November, and this is one of my favorite themes to share and teach. So gratitude, we can feel gratitude as a thought or maybe even a memory. And yoga shows us or reveals to us too how we can feel gratitude in our body. So all of us have probably felt those warm fuzzy feelings of having just a deep appreciation for something or for someone. And what we'll do in our yoga practice tonight is approach gratitude and call it in. Call it into our mind and then call it into our whole body. So we'll start off with a gratitude meditation. And as we go through our movements tonight, I will gently remind you over and over again to remember what you're grateful for. So when you're calling in gratitude, just look for those feelings and those sensations in your body and get really familiar with them. So research has shown that people who practice gratitude, even just writing in gratitude journals or doing little mini gratitude meditations, little and often throughout the day, are less depressed and anxious. And so this is a very simple and powerful practice that just benefits our whole well-being. So that's why I love sharing it so much. All right. One more thing, if you have any trouble hearing me at all, then you can type 1, the number 1, into your comment, and Derek will give me a signal and I will raise my voice so you can hear me. So feel free to use that option if you are having trouble hearing me at any point during the practice. All right, so let's get started. You can sit in a chair or on the floor. I usually like to sit with something underneath my hips just to bring my body more comfort and ease. Do whatever works best for you. And we'll take a hand mudra. So mudras are hand yoga, and they're these ways that we can remind ourselves of a certain emotion that we want to evoke. So if you'll place your left hand over your heart and then your right hand over your left. And close your eyes, or you can take a soft gaze downwards at the floor. And as you turn your attention to your breath and the beat of your own heart, just notice what is happening. Particular sensations that you feel, maybe warmth in the palm of your hands, the support of the ground underneath your hips. Go ahead and welcome your experience just as it is without trying to change or fix anything. Maybe your heart's beating a little bit more quickly. Maybe it's calm and steady. And And as you're ready, start to bring your breath down past your chest and to your belly. And as you breathe down past your chest into your belly, just notice sensation. And now I invite you to call upon, remember, reflect upon 2 or 3 things in your life in which you're grateful for. Perhaps it's a person, an animal, a kind gesture that someone did for you. Whatever it is, bring this remembrance of what you're grateful for into your mind. And notice how it feels in your body. And take 2 more deep belly breaths here. And then as you're ready, you can just rest your hands in your lap and relax and open your eyes. And just notice if you feel any different. And if you do, that's something that you can do several times throughout your day, especially if you're feeling negative or in a mental state where you're not feeling very happy. Take a few moments to feel your breath, bring it down into your belly, and remember what you're grateful for. So a simple yet powerful tool that you can access at any time. You don't need a yoga teacher. That's all within you. So we'll start our movement practice. So right where you are, unfold your legs and give your legs a good stretch. You can lean back onto your hands, maybe shake and bounce your legs, bounce your knees. Windshield wiper your feet from side to side. Point and flex your toes. I don't know if you all can see my toes, so I'm going to go this way so you can kind of see more of what my legs are doing. And then you can alternate from side to side. Let your hips move along with your feet. You might get some little snap, crackles, and pops in your joints. Good. Wiggle your toes. Awesome. All right. So if you'll join me, you'll make your way onto hands and knees. So I don't have a yoga blanket here or a towel, but sometimes it's really comforting just to drape your body with a blanket or a towel. So just know that that's an option for you. And then we'll take a cat-cow movement. And so you'll drop your belly down as you lift your chin up, and then press the ground away as you bring your chin into your chest. Now continue just like this as you do a big inhale, drop your belly down, lift your chin, and a big exhale as you press the ground away and round your back. Now keep going just like this, coordinating your movement with your breath. And for whatever reason, if you don't like being on your hands and knees and making this movement, you can go right back to seated. You don't have to follow me there if you're liking what you're doing. You can go right back to seated and do the same movement seated. If you'd like to try both, I'll give you a little bit of time so you can try both and see which one you like better. And now for this next 30 seconds, as we complete this movement practice, then you can choose to either slow down a little bit, make your movement even slower, which means your breath is going to slow down, or make your movement a little more dynamic. Maybe that's what your body needs tonight. About 10 more seconds. Good, and then come to neutral. I'm going to go back onto my hands and knees again. All right, so for this next one, if you're comfortable on all fours, you'll extend your left leg behind you. We'll do a balancing pose here. So balancing poses really help bring our attention to focus. If we're having trouble staying on one task or our mind is going off in a bunch of different directions, this is a great tool to help bring you back to the present moment. So when you're on your hands and knees, you'll lift your left leg up and just feel that strength in your back and your left hip. And then if you want a little bit more of a challenge for your balance here, lift your right arm forward. And then I like to make like a little, just a soft fist with my hands. And then stay here for just a few moments. You might wiggle, your foot might fall to the floor. That's all totally fine. Just come back up again whenever you're ready. Good. And then place your right hand on the ground and your left knee down. Awesome. Okay, so then we'll do that on the second side. Bring your right knee behind you. When you're ready, lift your right leg up and extend your left arm forward. And this is meant to be challenging, somewhat challenging, so you're not thinking, you can't think about anything else except for balancing in this pose. Take a few more moments here. If your foot or hand has to come to the floor for a moment to catch your balance, you can bring it back up. Good, and then place your hand down and your knee down and soften. So the next pose we'll do is called child's pose. And you'll walk your knees a little bit further apart and then walk your hands back so your hips are sitting on your heels. Now if you're at home, you can grab maybe a pillow or a cushion from your couch or a towel and place that between your hips and your heels if there's a lot of space there, okay? If this bothers your knees, then you can walk your knees a little bit closer together as an option. And then you'll bring your hands forward and your forehead to the ground. So I'll give you a couple moments to find a shape that suits your body. And as you remain here in child's pose, I'm going to just lift my head up so you can hear me more clearly. You can remain in the pose. Also, if you'd rather be able to look around, then you can come up onto your forearms, and I call this TV watching pose, like you're watching the television. And just take a few moments here. This is a great stretch for your hips and for your lower back. And let's just take this moment also to remember that which we're grateful for. So it can be something even really simple like I'm grateful that I have clothes to wear or that I have a home and warmth. It doesn't have to be something really big. It can be just those basic needs of our life that are being met on a daily basis. And a couple more moments here, maybe even closing your eyes and feeling gratitude. Good, and then whenever you're ready, you'll lift your hips so you're back onto all fours again. All Alright, so we'll take a pose called downward facing dog. And I like to take my hands a little more forward of my shoulders. So you can kind of see that my arm is at an angle to begin. And then the very tips of my fingers, I'm pressing down into the sticky mat. So this helps keep your wrists safe, and that way you don't feel a lot of pressure in your wrists. So my hand is almost like I'm palming a volleyball, if you can imagine that. So place your hands down onto your sticky mat as if you're palming a volleyball. And then when you're ready, you'll flip your toes under, and then it's a big push of your shoulders. Push the ground away as you lift your hips up. Good. Stay here for a couple of moments. I like to alternate bending one knee and then the other. And then when you're ready, bring your knees to the ground and pause. Okay. If you're at home, you can join me. You can take your socks off. It's a little easier to practice downward facing dog if you're on a sticky mat and your feet are on the mat without socks. All right, so let's do that one more time. So from hands and knees, place your fingertips on the ground, press down through your finger pads so you keep your wrists safe. And then on your next exhale, lift your knees and hips and come into downward facing dog. And once again, maybe just pedal out your legs, bending one knee and then the other. You might get some snap, crackle, pops. I just did. And then bring your knees to the ground and rest. Okay. So now we're going to string a couple of these poses together and create a yoga flow. All right. So I will do it with you, along with you, and cue you through it. And then eventually, once you get the rhythm and the pattern, you might want to just close your eyes and get into that feeling of gratitude as you move. All right? So we'll start off in hands and knees. Take a big inhale here as you drop your belly just a little bit, lift your chin. And then on your exhale, take your hips back towards your heels any amount as you come into that child's pose position. And then with your inhale, you'll come back to all fours, hands and knees. Flip your toes under, and on your exhale, lift your knees and hips to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale as you lower your knees back down to all fours. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now at any point, inhale to all fours. You can let go of listening to me, exhale, child's pose. And go at your own pace. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. One more time on your own. And pausing in child's pose. Make yourself as comfortable as possible here. If you need to come up onto your forearms. And take just a few moments to connect to sensation in your body, your breath, and feeling grateful. And then we'll all meet back on all fours, hands and knees. And then we'll come into a forward fold, which is an even bigger stretch for the whole back of your body. So you'll curl your toes under, walk your hands back to your knees, lift your knees up, and walk your fingertips back towards your toes. Now, if you're at home and your hands are hanging out in the air, you can always bend your knees and bring your forearms to your thigh. That way you have a lot more support. So while you'll feel stretching sensation across your back and your legs, it's not a good idea to force to try to get your fingertips to the floor. And also, we want to be able to find a pose where we can feel safe and at ease somewhat. There's a little bit of discomfort. Good, and then from here, go ahead and give yourself a good deep bend in the knees and bring your hands to your thighs. This is a modified chair pose. Take a few moments to let your blood pressure even out. Good, and then when you're ready, ground down into your feet. Really use your muscles of your legs as you straighten your knees, and then take a big inhale as you sweep your arms overhead. Bring your palms together in prayer pose and your hands all the way to your heart. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms up. Remember what you're grateful for. As you exhale, bring that remembrance into your body. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Remember what you're grateful for. As you exhale, bring that feeling of gratitude into your body. Inhale, gather, remember. Exhale, feel and sense. Inhale, remember. Exhale, feel and sense. One more big inhale. And your longest exhale. So we'll take that hand mudra again, where you place the left hand over your heart and your right hand over your left. You can take a relaxed stance here if you like your feet a little bit more turned out, or even one foot in front of the other if that's how you normally stand. Maybe even sway a little bit from side to side. And recall what it is that you're grateful for. You can even add this tapping. This tapping that I'm doing in the mudra is very soothing for the nervous system. It can be very soothing for the nervous system. So it might feel a little funny, but since a lot of you are at home, nobody's looking, you can try it out and see how it feels. Notice if it just brings a feeling of warmth and maybe even a smile to your face. Good, and then kind of let your body settle in the center. Release your arms down by the side. Give your shoulders and arms and wrists and fingers a shake. Shake out your legs. Good. All right, so that's a good way just to discharge any excess energy that we've got pent up from our day. All right, so if you'll join me, we'll do some standing poses. This will kind of help lift our energy up and also give us a sense of grounding. So anytime that we're really using these big muscle groups of our legs and pushing into our feet, it can bring about this sense of just groundedness and presence. We'll also be challenging our balance just a little bit too with these standing poses. And so with that said, I'm near a wall, and if you know that you have trouble balancing, then you can take yourself to a wall, so that way you feel safe and supported should you need it. All right? So once you're ready, you'll take a wide stance with your feet. And so wide is really up to you. I like to take a stance with my feet that is wide enough that I feel like my balance is slightly challenged, but not so wide that I have to really work hard to stay upright. All right, and that changes every day. So it's day to day how wide I take my feet. So I'm going to take a wide stance, and what we'll do is turn the right leg out. So if you're on a sticky mat, your toes will point to the top short side of the mat, but your body will face the long side of your mat. Okay? And so you'll bend your knee and lift your arms out to the side. All right. So we'll do a little bit of a flow here. And what we'll do is inhale, straighten the knee, bring the left hand across the heart and the right hand over the left. And then as you exhale, open the arms and bend your knee. Inhale, gather gratitude. Exhale, expand out. A couple more times, just like that. Inhale, gather in gratitude. Exhale, bend the knee, expand your arms out. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale, gather in gratitude. Exhale, reach your arms out. Now stay here with me, and this is called Warrior 2. And we'll go into Peaceful Warrior. So turn your front palm up. Let your back arm just rest on your back leg and lean back. We'll stay here for just a few moments, and you can always turn your gaze towards the floor, straight ahead, all the way up towards the ceiling. Just notice any sensation of stretch across the left side of your body. Good, then come back upright. Straighten your knee and relax your arms to your side. Turn your toes forward, and then walk your feet together. All right, so take a moment to recenter, come back to neutral, and if you like the shaking, if you like to shake it off, then go ahead and shake your limbs. Good. All right, so let's do that series on the second side. So you'll take your wide stance, wide enough that you feel some freedom. You make a bigger shape than maybe what you're used to making throughout the day, and a stance that also is not so wide that you're struggling to keep your balance. So as you're ready, you'll turn your left toes out, so your left toes are pointing towards the opposite side of your mat, and your chest is facing the long side of your mat. Go ahead and lift your arms up and bend your knee. Now on your next inhale, straighten your left knee, left hand to the heart, right hand over left. Exhale, bend the knee, reach your arms out. Inhale, remember what you're grateful for. Exhale, bend the knee, straighten your arms. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, remember, call upon gratitude. Feel it in your body and in your mind. And exhale, bend the knee, expand out. Inhale, gratitude. Exhale, expand. One more big inhale. Let it go, exhale. And now turn your left palm up, and we'll lean back. Your right arm will just lean onto your back leg. And take a few moments here in Peaceful Warrior. The gaze can be up or down. And then when you're ready, come back into Warrior Two. Straighten your knee, relax your arms, and turn your feet back to center. So I'm going to give you another option here. If you want, you can bring your feet back close together, stand, and shake it out. Or from here, we'll take a wide-legged forward bend. So bringing your hands to your hips. I like to bend my knees just to protect my lower back, and fingertips can come to the floor, or perhaps maybe a pillow or something nearby that you can rest your fingers on, or even the tops of your thighs here. And if you have the flexibility, you can take your fingertips to the floor and allow your head to go below the heart. Then you'll experience just a mild inversion, so head below the heart. If you do that, you might feel a little bit of pressure building up behind the eyes, some sensation there. Wherever you are, just enjoy a couple of more breaths. If you're still shaking it out, good for you. So if you're in your forward bend, go ahead and take your hands to the tops of your thighs and halfway lift here, and just take a moment and let your body, your blood pressure normalize. It's really normal and common to get dizzy in a yoga class because of all the up and down movements that we do. Over time, it may get easier for you, but I've been practicing for 15 years and I still get dizzy when I stand up. So it's just something that I've learned to accept and work with. All right, so once you feel like your blood pressure is normalized, come all the way back up to standing. And then we'll do one more standing pose. So we'll take the feet wide apart again. This is called a triangle pose, and it really allows the body to express this very big shape. And to me, gratitude feels like, in the fullest sense, this really beautiful big emotion that radiates out beyond me, and I can also feel when other people feel grateful. So in this triangle pose, perhaps offer gratitude out beyond the boundary of your skin. Just send someone in your life that you're grateful for some appreciation, and at the same time stay really connected to your body and sensations in your body so you don't overstretch or overdo it. So we'll go nice and slow so you have time to feel into gratitude and to feel your body. So you'll take your stance that's appropriate for you, and then turn your right toes out. And just a couple things here to keep yourself safe in this pose. If you push down into your feet, you'll feel the muscles of your legs engage in your lower back. So you get some support there around your hips and lower back. This will help make your lower back stronger if it's a weak area for you. And as you push into your feet, some of you are probably really, really strong, and you almost like toggle a little bit because you're so strong. So just push into your feet enough that you feel the muscles of your legs engage. Don't overdo it. And then big inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, and remember who you're sending gratitude out towards. Maybe even it's an animal, some being. And then with your next exhale, just dip to the side so you get that side stretch again. And then place your hand on any part of your leg. You don't have to reach very far at all. And just feel the bigness of this pose and the bigness of gratitude and how it can expand out beyond you and be felt by others in your life. Good, and then as you're ready, come all the way back up. Turn your toes to point the same direction, and we're going to go right into that second side. So turn your left toes to the short side of your sticky mat. And then big inhale. Remember who you're offering gratitude out to. And then as you go into the pose, remain in that sense of offering gratefulness. Feel the bigness of this pose, the shape that your body is capable of making. Good, and then inhale, come all the way back up. Turn your toes to face the same direction. Relax your arms and walk your feet towards one another. And once again, maybe shake it out. So it just brings a smile to my face to think of all the people who might have just felt that they were being thought of, or gratitude was being sent to them. So thank you for bringing in your loved ones, even though they couldn't be here practicing with us, into our practice this evening. All right. So we'll do one more standing balancing posture. This is called tree pose. And your hips are really well prepared for it because we've done this shape already. So again, be near a wall. The point isn't to overly challenge yourself in this class. It's to bring yourself enough challenge that you feel focused, attentive, but you're still connecting to appreciation and gratitude. When we're over-efforting and we're always pushing, it overrides those feelings of joy and compassion and gratitude, that inner peace that are available to us if we can just slow down and remember them. All right, so when you're ready, let's go ahead and shift weight over into you'll shift your weight and I'll shift my weight into my leg. And you'll start to lift that right foot up. Maybe just test the waters and come up onto your tippy toes. Remember, you always have a wall available to you if you need it. And then start to turn the knee out to the side so the toe can be on the ground. And turn the knee out to the side. And then if you want a little bit more challenge, go ahead and pick that foot up and place it right at the calf, below the knee. And then if you want to skip the knee joint, I think it's a good idea to skip the knee joint just in case, then you can grab that ankle and tuck your heel right into your upper inner thigh. Now to keep that heel there, you'll want to like squeeze and push your heel into your thigh and your thigh into your heel. All right. So the left hand comes over the heart, the right hand over the left. Now if you can't recall what you're grateful for, the pose might just be too challenging. So go ahead and back off a little bit and find a place where you can feel gratitude. Take a few deep breaths here. And then go ahead and bring your right foot back to the ground. Your stance can just be relaxed and natural. Feel free to sway a little bit from side to side or shake it out. And then we'll go right into that second side whenever you're ready. So ground through your right leg, start to send your weight over to the right. Just get a sense of what it's like to only stand on that right hip, right leg. It might have a completely different experience on this side. This side might have a different story. So just do your best just to honor the difference from side to side. We're all asymmetrical. And you're just testing the waters. What is it like to balance? And then maybe start to dip that toe up and down and externally rotate your knee. And then as you're ready, you can start to lift the toe up, placing the foot on the ankle or the calf, or if you want to reach down and try to grab your ankle and set it on your upper thigh. And if that foot slides down, you can always hold it there too, or really squeeze that foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot like you're pushing your palms together. Good. And then left hand over heart, and right hand over left. If you feel more comfortable having your arms free, That way if you do fall out of the pose, your arms are available. And then just check in, are you choosing a shape that suits our intention, that aligns with our intention to embody gratitude? So if it ever becomes so challenging that you can't be present with appreciation, just choose a different shape. A few more moments here. Good. And then ground your left foot, relax your arms. And you can go into shake it out, or we'll do these arm swings. So this is another great way just to discharge excess energy. And you can probably see that my ankles and knees are moving with my shoulders. And so you can totally do it like this as well. Just make sure that you're not twisting your knees and your ankles that much. Your knees and ankles, they don't have a lot of rotation ability to rotate. But your spine does. Very good. And then come to stillness. Maybe turn your palms forward or take this hand mudra again in just a few moments to feel your body. Maybe there's some tingling sensations or warmth, a feeling of aliveness. Whatever your experience is, it's normal and it's okay. And I hope you can just welcome it as it comes. So let's go ahead and come back to the floor. You can take a comfortable cross-legged seat again. And we're nearing the end of our movement practice. And here in just a little while we'll go into what's called Shavasana, or final rest. And it'll be a guided meditation. So I want to share that with you because these last few postures really can set you up for having a more restful experience in Shavasana. So you'll do your best and I'll do my best to calm down and not get too excited over these next few postures. And even though we're close to the ground, remember, just over-efforting, trying too hard, can veer us away from what we're intending to do in this practice. Okay, just keep those in mind, those things in mind, and then you'll take the bottoms of your feet together. And I like to cross my forearms, and you can just hold on to the front of the leg. So it's totally fine if your knees are up high. It just depends on the flexibility of your hips. It might also depend on the shape of your hip joint. So, some of these things, the way that our bodies move is just entirely up to our structure, and we can just learn to accept that. So I'm not trying to push my knees down or force anything at all here. So whatever amount of external rotation that you have naturally is perfect for this shape. And then I'm just going to rock a little bit from side to side. So this is a kind of a fun way to challenge your balance. And the next time that you rock to one side, I invite you to just hover there for a moment. And then come back through center and rock to the other side, and maybe just hover there for just a moment. And so if you kind of fall out of it, then you can catch yourself and come back in. And maybe to go to the first side again. And then to the other side, the last side. And then rock back to center. Bring your hands to your outer knees. Bring your knees together like you're closing a book. And then extend your left leg out in front of you, so your right knee will be bent. Okay, so we'll take a twist, and sometimes twists can be confusing, especially since I'm being mirrored on your screen. So here's the thing, either way, if you twist your spine in either direction, it's going to be fine. So take your right hand behind you, and then you can wrap your left arm around your leg, and you can also let the knee fall out to the side. If that feels better and gives the front of your body more space, then let that knee fall out to the side as you twist. I actually prefer this over this. So I kind of just let that knee fall into my hand there as I twist. And then when you make the shape of the twist, remember no over efforting, so we don't want to over rotate or over twist, especially the lower back. And your neck has a lot of capacity to rotate, so if you want, you can, without over efforting, start to turn your gaze maybe to the wall behind you. And if your eyes are open, just kind of take in your environment. Scan the room you're in. If your eyes are closed, just feel the sensation of your breath and your body in this shape. Good. And with your next inhale, bring your chest back to center. And you can let that knee fall all the way out to the side. So I want to give you just a few options here for this next shape. So you can bring your hands behind you. This is a great one to do, especially if you are slumped over at a desk or in a car, or all of us do this now, looking at our phones, that head forward and down position. So just spend a few moments here as you lift your face up, brighten your face, press your fingertips into the floor and really lengthen through the spine. And another shape that you could make is you'll bring your right hand behind you again and push the floor away as you bring your hips up and stretch your left arm alongside your ear. And then if you want to kind of try out both of those shapes and see which one feels better, I'll give you a few moments to explore that. Awesome. And then go ahead and bring your hips back down. Lift your right knee up. Extend your leg like we did at the beginning. Give them a good bounce and a shake. All right, let's do that second side. So bending your left knee. And you'll turn your left finger, bring your left fingertips behind you, so you're turning your chest towards your left leg. And then you can either stay here with the knee pointing up towards the ceiling, or bring your hand around your knee, let the knee fall out to the side a little bit. And then your work here is lengthening the spine, and your left hand that's on the ground behind you can help you. So you might not be able to see this, but you can even come up onto your fingertips instead of a flat palm if it bothers your wrist to have a flat palm. So you can put on your little spider fingers. A couple more breaths here. Bring your chest back to center. Let that left knee fall out to the side. And then once again, you'll bring your fingertips to the side. And remember, this is just an opportunity to kind of lift your face. So you take your head over your hips. Or you can bring your left fingertips behind you. The left palm behind you. So the palm's going to be flat on this one. And lift your hips up and raise your arm alongside your ear. And then I'll give you a few moments to explore those two shapes. And just choose one for a couple breaths that suits you in this moment. Good. And then if your hips are lifted, bring them back to the floor. You can all extend our knees. Take your hands behind you, lean back, give your knees a bounce. Shake from side to side. So this completes the movement part of our practice. I'd like to give you all just a few moments to set up for final rest or Shavasana. So if you have a place that you can lie down on your back or even on your side, I'll show you the side lying position. This one's really nice with the pillow underneath your head. The lying on your back position. And it also can have a pillow under your head. The feet can be apart and the knees can be bent. Where this is the more traditional Shavasana final rest shape is that the legs are extended and the arms are down by the side. So you have a few options there. And you also have your own unique option that I haven't shared with you that just suits you better. So I'm going to come to seated because I will guide you through your final relaxation and give you a couple moments to set up and settle in. So as you're settling in, there's no rush to get there. You can keep adjusting as I speak. And ask yourself if you could be 5 to 10% more comfortable. And then what is it like to really put your needs first and give yourself that improvement so you are more comfortable and at ease in your body and in your mind for this practice. So in this final practice, this is called an I Rest Yoga Nidra meditation. And I will be guiding you through a journey of sensation throughout your body as you welcome gratitude and appreciation. So the main thing to remember about this practice is that there's no trying, there's no effort, and it's a practice of welcoming your experience just as it is. As you continue to settle, allow your senses to open, noticing sounds around you and in your environment. Feel your ears receiving sound. Notice the coming and going of your breath. Without changing your breath in any way, just the natural breath. Inhale, belly rising. Exhale, belly falling. And now bring to mind that which you're grateful for. Maybe it's a couple of things. Maybe there's one thing that came up in your practice that you'd like to feel into more. And as you recall what you're grateful for, a person, an animal, a kind gesture, or gratitude for no reason at all, just gratitude. Notice where you feel it in your body. Notice what sensations come with the emotion of gratitude. And because we're human, it's normal to experience accompanying emotions along with gratitude. accompanying emotions such as joy or compassion, a sense of acceptance and peace. There might even be accompanying emotions such as sadness or loss or even disappointment. And welcome whatever it is that's coming up for you. And every few moments, turn back into gratitude. Allow this feeling of gratitude to hold every emotion, every experience or memory that rises in the field of your awareness. Allow gratitude to touch every part of yourself. To fill any feelings of emptiness, when you're ready, allowing yourself to completely immerse into gratitude. Gratitude for no reason at all, just gratitude. And start to welcome a bigger, a fuller, and a deeper breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretch your body out. And then you can continue to lie in Shavasana. If you're feeling like you want some more time in your gratitude meditation, you're at home, you can stay there as long as you'd like. I'm going to formally end the class by saying thanks to all of you. It takes a lot of courage to show up to a yoga class. And I really honor you for taking this time to take care of yourself and maybe spend some time journaling about your experience. And over the next few days, a few times during the day, put your hands on your heart and remember what you're grateful for and notice if it makes a difference. So thank you all so very much. Namaste.